Imagine a machine so secret that even enemy intelligence could not explain what they were hearing. Broadcasters spoke into microphones in Berlin. Listeners across Europe believed those voices were live, but they were not. They were captured earlier, stored invisibly on a thin ribbon of magnetic tape, replayed with such clarity that even engineers were fooled. This was not science fiction. It was 1930s Germany, and the machine was called the magnetophone. You already know the object. You don't know the story. Before digital audio, before cassettes and CDs, before podcasts and streaming platforms, sound was fragile. It was carved into wax cylinders, pressed into brittle shellac discs, scratched into grooves that wore down with every play. Recording was physical, heavy, permanent. If a singer made a mistake, the entire performance had to be repeated. If a broadcaster stumbled, the world heard it live. There was no rewind, no edit, no second chance. Engineers dreamed of something better. They wanted a way to store sound without carving it into stone. They wanted flexibility. They wanted time itself to be editable. The roots of the solution began decades earlier. In 1898, Danish inventor Valdemar Paulsen introduced the telegraphone. It recorded sound magnetically onto steel wire. The idea was revolutionary. Magnetism could represent audio signals, but wire was inconvenient. It tangled, it snapped, and its sound quality was poor. The concept survived, the execution did not. 3 decades later, a German engineer named Fritz Fliemer revisited the problem. He wondered whether magnetic particles could be placed onto something lighter than wire, something flexible, something that could move smoothly past a recording head. In 1928, Fliemer patented a method of coating paper with iron oxide powder. The powder held magnetic charge. The paper carried it forward. For the first time, sound could be recorded on a strip, not etched, not carved, but magnetically impressed. AEG, a major German electrical company, saw potential in Fliemer's patent. They licensed his invention. They partnered with chemical giant BASF. Paper soon proved too fragile, so BASF replaced it with cellulose acetate. The new tape was smoother, stronger, more reliable. In 1935, at the Berlin Radio Show, AEG unveiled the Magnetophone K1. It was the world's first practical reel-to-reel tape recorder. The demonstration stunned audiences. Sound played back from tape with remarkable clarity. But early versions still had limitations. There was background hiss. Distortion crept into louder passages. Then something unexpected happened. In 1941, engineers Hans-Joachim von Braunhall and Walter Weber made a critical discovery. They introduced a high-frequency alternating current during recording. This technique became known as a C-bias. It reduced distortion dramatically. It smoothed the magnetic signal. It transformed the machine from impressive to extraordinary. With a C-bias, the magnetophone achieved fidelity close to live broadcast. Radio studios across Germany adopted it. They could now record orchestras, dramas, speeches, entire programs in advance. This changed everything. Live broadcasting had always been chaotic. Performers had to be present at exact times. Mistakes were permanent. Now broadcasts could be pre-recorded, edited, replayed at will. Listeners could not tell the difference. During World War II, this capability carried strategic weight. German radio used magnetophones extensively. Speeches were recorded in controlled environments. They were later broadcast as if delivered live. The illusion of immediacy was powerful. Allied intelligence intercepted these broadcasts. They noticed the unusual clarity, but they could not determine how the recordings were made. The technology remained a guarded secret. The war ended in 1945. Allied forces advanced into Germany. In a radio station near Bad Nauheim, American troops found several magnetophones. They also found reels of magnetic tape. Among the officers present was Jack Mullen of the U.S. Army Signal Corps. He recognized that this was not ordinary equipment. He shipped 2 machines and dozens of tapes back to the United States. Back home, Mullen began studying the machines. He replaced damaged components. He improved the electronics using American parts. He refined the bias circuits. In 1946, Mullen demonstrated the machine at a meeting of the Institute of Radio Engineers in San Francisco. The audience listened carefully. Music played from the tape. It sounded live. When told it was recorded, many refused to believe it. This demonstration marked a turning point. The American broadcasting industry had relied on transcription discs. They were cumbersome, limited in duration, difficult to edit. Magnetic tape offered flexibility. Tape could be cut with scissors. Segments could be rearranged. Mistakes could be removed seamlessly. One attendee understood the implications immediately. His name was Bing Crosby. Crosby was one of the most popular radio entertainers in America. He disliked live broadcasts. They were rigid and exhausting. He wanted the freedom to record shows in advance. He wanted control over the final product. After hearing Mullen's demonstration, Crosby insisted on using tape for his program. Networks resisted at first. They doubted pre-recorded shows would sound authentic. Crosby persisted. He invested $50,000 in a small company called Ampex. Ampex engineers worked with Mullen to refine the technology. In 1948, they introduced the Ampex Model 200A. It was the first commercially successful professional tape recorder in the United States. Studios adopted it rapidly. Producers discovered they could experiment. Musicians could record multiple takes. Engineers could splice performances together. This was the birth of modern editing. Tape transformed music production. It enabled overdubbing. It enabled multi-track recording. Artists could layer vocals and instruments separately. Creativity expanded. Perfection became achievable. The influence extended beyond music. Film studios embraced magnetic tape for soundtracks. Television networks used it for delayed broadcasts. Data storage industries adapted magnetic principles for computing. From studio floors to data centers, the legacy spread. The word magnetophone itself traveled across languages. In France, it became magnetophone. In Russia, it became magnetophon. In Italy, it became magnetophono. The brand name became generic. Few remembered its origin. Fewer remembered the Berlin radio show of 1935. Yet every cassette recorder of the 1970s owed its lineage to that machine. Every VHS tape, every analog master reel. Even digital storage traces conceptual ancestry to magnetic recording. The magnetophone altered humanity's relationship with time. Sound was no longer fleeting. It could be paused, rewound, edited, duplicated, archived. It changed journalism. It changed entertainment. It changed politics. A speech could be polished before release. A song could be perfected beyond live capability. Memory became mechanical. Despite this immense impact, the magnetophone faded into obscurity. Later innovations overshadowed it. Compact cassettes became household staples. Digital audio replaced analog reels. Streaming removed physical media entirely. The origin story blurred. But beneath every waveform on a digital screen lies the ghost of magnetic tape. The idea that sound can be stored as invisible energy on a moving strip. That idea reshaped the 20th century. It began with iron oxide powder. It matured in wartime secrecy. It crossed oceans through captured equipment. It blossomed in Hollywood studios. It became the backbone of modern media. The magnetophone was not just a machine. It was a shift in power, a shift in control over narrative and performance, a shift in how humanity preserves its voice. Without it, broadcasting would have evolved differently. Music would sound different. Film editing would be primitive. The podcast you hear today might not exist. This is the hidden story of the magnetophone, a machine born in innovation, refined in secrecy, rediscovered by chance, commercialized by vision, and woven silently into the fabric of modern life. If you found this story revealing, consider subscribing. Like the video if you enjoy uncovering forgotten origins, more objects, more hidden histories, more stories hiding in plain sight. You already know the object. You don't know the story. Subscribe to ObjectLore for more hidden histories hiding in plain sight.